It's June 2nd, Friday, June 2nd, 2023. I just discovered something called a Fantastic Four. They put on Spider-Man, the one from 2012, and then this Fantastic Four from 2005. And I'm watching it. And inside of it, now, I had seen from the Invaders that they put up on the whatever, this thing about Reed and someone else. And now here in this movie, it's Victor and Nick. The company says it's Reed. And then in another portion of the movie, I haven't gotten too far yet, it says something um, about like NASA didn't want them for some reason. And then it says something about he took two Victoria's Secret models and crashed them. And I'm like, wait a minute. As in Victoria Day. As Victory, one of the victors in the Scientist Club. I'm like, hold on. Because according to the spider, they have me here as Standard and Poor while they're developing some EFT and some global transition fund. And I'm like the transfer of funds. And I'm like, right, no, I get somewhere in the like in this ruled that they have to have a barter exchange system. Where I am unclear is why am I such an anchor point in space and time between the here and now and the future in a different way than the rest of the humans at our age. And yet I'm being held at some Standard and Poor while there are profiteers making markets out of all sorts of things that should not have their whatever all over them. So this is curious. So I'm going to put that on for a moment.
Well, Victor.
Because where I am at the moment is where I call Eric again. I met Thomas Jefferson. He took me to Port Jefferson. As far as Eric, I met the other Eric at the World Gym. So I have two Erics that are respectable, that saw me Standard and Poor and still respectable. So I know I exceed with expectations at that level. I wouldn't want to have the wrong sort of big black SUV meeting. As to is it safe to meet with presidents if such a time were ever necessary? I don't know if that becomes a hindrance. If and only if.
Bank would like to congratulate you. The fastest free fall since the Depression. We can't even give your stock away.
You know I can turn this around?
Well, you're going to have to, Victor, or we pull out. You have a week.
You're enjoying this, aren't you, Nick?
Now he says you're enjoying this, aren't you, Nick? And I'm like, whoa. Family RH names being whatever they are. I'm like, I got the victory name, but disguised, and it's all great to me, as Nicole. But that was confirmed when I was being held at the Glen in what I thought was safety, until I could get to safety in numbers. But again, the correct college came calling, I believe. I just don't know why my college education wound up being some university it's like an event horizon according to like the people I should have been surrounded by. It's like a complete break from the path that I was born for. I heard one of them today. I put it up on Facebook. He's the one who uses this world roulade, RUL IAD, I believe. But here they mention Victor. His company is Reed. And then there's this Nick. And I'm like, now that is very interesting. And Fantastic Four. And then I'm thinking to myself, Via! And of course, it's also cut. Depends on what language we are speaking at the moment. Or how many ways can you say the most beautiful number? And in this room, not only did they get the genetics of the woman in the bed wrong, Bedminster, but they also got the flower arrangements wrong. Just calling a spade for a spade, somewhere between, are we talking Jesus or John? Because either side of that pond, they definitely, where I'm now at Standard and Poor, oh, somebody messed up. No, it's certain. I see they gave Captain America a nice introduction with the Fantastic Four into Marvel. I think that's really nice. Before he became Captain America in some spin-off series, he was part of the Fantastic Four. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And again, somebody, even though they put her in some crazy donkey position with a spider position at Standard and Poor, or star position at Standard and Poor, that they broke other crap over that started before I arrived, which my grandfather Antonio, he already confirmed. He had a brother, Beppe. I do believe they were in communication, although my side was over here when the telephone company was still working correctly. And just to document my side of family woes. But my first son was most certainly retained the family name, the familial name of Benjamin.
Cannot do it.
External SRBs, orbital system engines. It's just like the shuttle.
No, I cannot take orders from the underwear model.
Oh, come on now.
That wingnut washed out of NASA for sneaking 2 Victoria's Secret wannabes into a flight simulator.
Youthful high spirits.
They crashed it into a wall. A flight.
2 Victoria's Secret models in a flight simulator crashed it into a wall. You mean Wall Street? Are we talking spiders here at EFT? I don't know. SECs just might want to know. Because some really serious things broke. I don't want to dishonor my father, Louis, Nicholas, Francis, Kat. Again, I gave birth to a Fantastic Four of my own. Oh my goodness. What a sight to see. But yet they still are treating me Standard and Poor. Even though on the governmental paper, I have ancestry and I still have RH running through my veins. So I'm not quite sure why they're doing some hybridization, Standard and Poor education, when I belong something else. It seems, counterintuitive?
Flight simulator.
When have I ever asked you to do something you absolutely said you could not do?
5 times.
I had it at 4.
Well, this makes 5.
This has a very seedy, 1980s smile in it. Like, oh, let's see if this works. How many people can we help? Well, I don't know. Sitting at an RH position with cosmic certainty and cosmic... People know that they broke the heavens in order to cause this much rain. And in order to cause this much whatever on my person. I was supposed to be the cosmological certain. They know.
Maybe he made the call to shut us down.
And think about all the people we can help if this works. Huh? Look, we got what we wanted. That's enough. A few days in space. It'll be great. What's the worst that can happen?
Freed's right. This little trick would double our stock offerings.
And if he's not?
He's always right. Good thing he doesn't always know what he's got.
Reed, you should know the solar winds have been picking up speed.
I factored them into my coordinates.
Right. Of course you did. In theory. It's a little different when you're out there.
I can assure you I factored.
When are we leaving?
My elevator ride went very different with Cesar. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way universe, galaxy is broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.